What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back with yet another new look rebuild as we continue along with all 30 teams, and today, in my opinion, we're probably doing the second best team in the Eastern Conference at this moment. And that is, of course, because of what they've done lately, acquiring Mikal Bridges, OG, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. They have the whole Villanova connection going on, still have Randall. A lot to like about this Knicks team, so just go ahead, jump in, and do this 5-year new look New York Knicks rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Currently on the road to 50,000 subs at this current moment, and trying to reach that goal or get somewhat close to it before this year is over. So yeah, if you want to help out with that, that'd be awesome. But today, like I said, we're doing a 5-year new look Knicks rebuild. So we've been doing all 30 teams as of late. Now, I tried doing the Knicks the other day, but I kind of wanted to wait to see what they would do with their backup 5 position because it wasn't really figured out yet. But they just recently signed Precious Achiuwa back. But of course, kind of mentioned all that they've done. But of course, it all started when they signed Jalen Brunson in free agency. He was like one of the only big names that left free agency that year. And man, oh man, you know, I knew Brunson was good, but I wasn't sure he'd become this damn good for the Knicks. And here he is. Also just took a massive pay cut, something we usually don't ever see from stars. So a lot to like. They got DiVincenzo with the MLE last year. They traded for Josh Hart, absolutely finessed my Portland Trailblazers. We traded like Chris Murray for Josh Hart, straight up, basically kind of dumb. And then of course, you know, Mikal Bridges, the big addition, OG Anunoby at the deadline. There's a lot to like about what the Knicks have been doing lately. There's a lot to like here. So, and they match up extremely well against the Boston Celtics going into next season. So I cannot wait to see what this Knicks team is going to be doing next year, because they were already fun to watch, you know, last year. They got hurt, unfortunately. Tom Thibodeau, as we know, loves to play guys into the ground. They slowed down the playoffs by getting hurt. The Indiana Pacers end up beating them. It looked like they were all but going to make these conference finals, and it just fell short because all the injuries stacked up against them. But they're coming back this next season with the vengeance, absolutely loaded with wings, and we got to cut 4 different guys before we go into the season, so let me do that fairly quickly. So now that we got that figured out, we got to figure out how we're going to go ahead and do the rotation going into the season. So we got Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson. I think I agree with that. I think that's probably more than likely what the starting 5 will be next year. And then we'll have DiVincenzo and Josh Hart coming off the bench, probably where we're at as a team right now. And I know Josh Hart is listed at power forward right now, I'm pretty sure. So let's also slide that over, because there's no need for Josh Hart to be listed at power forward. I understand why he was, but I mean, yeah, he's a rebounding monster as a guard, but he's not a power forward. So we're going to play him at the backup small forward position, I guess. And then we'll have DiVincenzo's backup 2. Deuce McBride's still here, and then Achiuwa is that backup 5, like I said, which is why I stopped doing the video when I started doing it, because I figured out, you know, I realized they didn't really have their backup 5 position figured out. They lost Isaiah Hartenstein in free agency, but it is going to be interesting to see how the season goes with Mikal and OG in town together. I mean, those are 2 of the best perimeter defenders you could possibly have. I remember as a Blazers fan just wanting one of these guys, and the fact that the Knicks have both of them is insane. So shout out to the Knicks for that. Now, I do want to look at shot tendencies to make sure Brunson's about to do his thing. Randall's shot tendency is very high as well. I know Randall can be pretty good in 2K, but I'm definitely interested and curious to see how this is actually going to go. So we're going to assimilate year number 1. I more than likely won't be doing anything. Throughout this video, it's going to be really hard to make moves, of course, just because this team is already really expensive. Randall's like the one guy, though, that might eventually be moved. I don't know what he'd be moved for. Do they keep him going forward? It'll be interesting to see what they maybe do for Julius Randle. But I think for this season, I think I'm going to just try to keep things the way they are and simply see what 2K thinks about this Knicks roster as it currently stands right now. Today's video is brought to you by 2 softwares that help you beat the sports books and become a much profitable sports bettor. And today we're starting off on the DG Fantasy Optimizer. So basically how it works, it compares discrepancies across multiple sports books. It's a really good time to get warmed up on this bad boy, because as you guys know, the fall is coming very soon and sports will absolutely ramp up. We only have like baseball and some other stuff right now, but once, you know, the NFL is back, NBA is back, it'll be full swing, ladies and gentlemen. This thing will be absolutely loaded. But basically how it works, like I said, it compares discrepancies across sports books on these DFS apps, such as PrizePicks, Underdog, Better, all those DFS apps you've probably heard of at this point. So basically, as you can see, Joella over 19.5, maps 1 and 2 headshots. Clear discrepancy here on PrizePicks. You got Underdog listing at 20.5, while Hot Streak at 22.5. So clearly, it'd make no sense for us to go like, hey, I want to bet the over on Joel at 22.5 on Hot Streak when we can get a much better price on PrizePicks. It's just like if you're going, you know, shopping for anything in the world. You're going to go buy it at the cheapest place possible that you could possibly get it. Same thing with the OddsJam's Positive EV tool as well. Absolutely love this tool as well. So pretty much it has kind of the same things that DGF has, but they have an an EV tool, I should say, that you know, gives you plays on traditional sports books. So for this USA Olympics play, I think that's women's basketball. Yeah, so we got over 4.5. There's not a crazy amount of data points here, but basically, you know, compared to Caesars, you're getting this at minus 120. Wouldn't make any sense to go to Caesars and take this at minus 140. So you kind of get the gist of it. Same thing with over here, you know, under 138.5 points here. Clearly, you get your best price on BetMGM. So that's basically how it works. If you line shop and you line compare, trust me, it is a total game changer for you. Once I started doing this and fully bought into it, it's just a night and day difference. I can't even tell you how crazy it is. So make sure you guys check it out. Links are down in the description below. Use code Crushables for percentages off your first month. Other than that, let's get back to the New York Knicks. Is there even any point to show the end of the season awards anymore, man? It's always Luka winning that MVP award. Regardless, though, let's go ahead and see if we get like Brunson on All-NBA team, and we do. At the All-NBA third team spot, Jalen Brunson averaging 30 points per game. Love to see that. And here's all defensive first team and all defensive second team, and then all rookie teams. Don't think we really had any rookies playing, obviously, but we end up as the second seed in the East. Of course, Detroit is the first seed, which is kind of fun and interesting. But if we take a look at the player stats, you had 30 from Brunson. So Randall was our second leading scorer with 20.5 with 8 rebounds there. 16 from Mikal Bridges, 12 from OG, 11 from Dante DiVincenzo, 9 from Josh Hart with 9 rebounds going alongside that. And Robinson was 7 of 10. 8 from Achua with 4 rebounds, and then 7 from Deuce McBride. So we shall see how we do in these playoffs. And hey, looky there, we match up against the Celtics very early on. This is the team that the Knicks assembled to try to beat this team. So we'll see if we can do that very early here. Now, the Celtics usually suck in 2K for whatever reason, but man, they may have our number. And of course, it's going to go this way when I'm using the Knicks. Of course, if I was the Celtics, it'd be totally reversed, and I would be losing badly here. But the Celtics are going to beat us, aren't they? So that might, wow, they just blew us the hell out. We literally did not even stand a chance. So that sucks because usually year one, I feel like the Knicks always make it very far and win the championship right away, but maybe in real life, the Celtics would absolutely smoke the Knicks. I have no idea, but hey, the Celtics turned it on and made it all the way to the finals, and they lost to the Thunder in 6 games. So I don't know. I don't know why the Thunder decided to be, or not the Thunder, the Celtics decided to be good all of a sudden. It's like, I know, like, obviously I know they're good in real life, but if you watch these videos, they just always suck in the simulation for some reason, but not this offseason, or not these playoffs. They were like ready to go. Fortunately for us, you know, of course, we're not going to have, you know, we didn't even get out of the first round, so that's not a good look. We matched up against Boston very early. That really sucked. Really unfortunate. Fortunate circumstances there. But Memphis gets 1, Rockets via Phoenix, and Hawks via LA, which is kind of crazy. Staff signing. I mean, Tom Thibodeau just got an extension. Like, yeah, I guess in theory I could fire him just based off what just happened, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to kind of chalk it up as a fluke. I think things could have definitely, you know, just a little fluky, I guess. You know, we'll see, though. We'll see going into next season if it really was. And then we got to figure out if Randall is going to accept his player option or not. I truly have no idea what he's going to do with it. I could have extended him, but I decided against it. Because I kind of wanted to see what he would do with his player option. If he declines it, we more than likely are going to resign him anyway, because we can't afford to lose him for nothing, or we're never going to be able to really make a move in this video. But if he accepts it, we still could move him anyway. So we'll see what he does. But on draft night, we have, you know, 2 early second-round picks. And lately in these draft classes, I've been getting, like, some good players in the second round. So we got to see what we can get here. Yeah, so we got Stojakovic following us here. So we'll go there out of Stanford. We'll start there, and we'll skip all the way to this other pick. So we got Holloway, Fall. I mean, we definitely need to develop a big man for the future, probably. So we'll take the Arkansas big. And feel pretty happy about that. So Cooper Flag ends up in Memphis. That's a really good pick for them. So I could go ahead and sign all these guys. Options. So Randall does decline it. So that makes things a little bit tougher. I was kind of hoping to accept an expiring player option. But in theory, if he wants like a cheaper contract, I mean, we got to give it to him. No matter what, we're going to resign Randall here. He does want $30 million, which is a little unfortunate. I think Achua might be, which I just realized we had him still playing power forward, but not that big of a deal. So at this point, we're going to have to just kind of resign these guys. So Randall, I can't feel comfortable giving him a 5-year max contract. Like, I just can't feel comfortable doing that. So he doesn't have any good offers right now. So I would give you a 3-year, like, this even still feels expensive, but I would do something like that. That still feels a little more than I would want to pay. I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, I mean, we got to resign him because we got to have, you know, a trade asset. We got to have salary to trade away. So I am re-signing Randall and Achua, and then I'm going to move Achua to center. We could probably do that right now, so let's do that. So he's going to go down, but at the end of the day, I want to play him backup 5 more than anything. So maybe that'll help out a little bit. So we're probably just going to be running like literally the same rotation back, not even kidding, which kind of defeats the purpose, but that's just kind of where we're at as a team. Like, the Knicks kind of locked themselves into this roster, And then maybe at the deadline, we can kind of explore the idea of maybe trading Julius Randle away. Like, he's the one guy that would make sense to move right now, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, first season playoffs just was absolutely fluky, because I feel like the Knicks usually do really good in the playoffs in 2K. For whatever reason, did not go our way. And I'm just going to kind of hope that, that was just fluky and we'll be back. So, let's go ahead and load a 2026 draft class and we can get straight into year 2. So year 1 goes very quickly. No success. We're going to year 2, hoping that changes. We got to cut one player here, and that is going to have to be, I guess, going to have to be Ariel here. So he was the late 2nd round pick in last year's draft. Apparently, he's going to let us 5th overall. Proficiency under Thibodeau. Thibodeau is a 4.5, so we got to feel pretty good about what we're looking at. Rotation looks pretty damn good, so we'll just, see what happens. So I'm going to send McCullough the G League, and we'll do the same thing with Kolik. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, we have a really good season. If I stop at the deadline to do anything crazy, I will obviously show you. So another MVP award for Luka Doncic. Here's some of your awards as well. Does Brunson make an All-NBA team again? He sure does. All-NBA 3rd team once again. All right, so let's go ahead and just jump straight into things. So we end up as the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. We get Miami in round 1. Clearly, we're looking to actually advance this year. Losing last year was just really unfortunate. Now, when it comes to, what we were going to do at the deadline, there just wasn't anything that I wanted to do. I'm going to hang on to Randall for just this postseason. We're going to simply see how it goes. If we get bounced really early again, it'll probably be the scapegoat, unfortunately. But hopefully that does not end up being the case, and we don't have to, worry about that too much. I might still trade him, but I can't just fully blame him, So, Rozier, Hero, Butler, Jovic, Bam, Hami Hawkins, Haywood Highsmith, Flo Ware. So, a very solid team in Miami, but of course, we built this team to go win championships. So let's get out of round 1 at the very least. And this time around, no sweat. We actually beat them very easily. Okay. So we beat Miami in 4. And now we get the Charlotte Hornets, who have Cody Martin still as their starting shooting guard. They got Capella, Mark Williams, Trey Jones, Grant Williams, Brandon Miller, LaMelo. So a very good Charlotte team. But hopefully we're not losing to LaMelo. And we're down 4-0 and we get swept. So, all right. Well, for whatever reason, now that I'm using the Knicks, things just aren't going our way. The Mavericks go on to beat the Hornets, but I guess the Hornets are the team. So both times the team we lost to did advance all the way to the finals, I guess, but still, man, no success. Not liking what I'm seeing, so we got to do something. So I didn't do anything. I stayed complacent. So it says we have the number 1 pick via the Wizards. I highly doubt that's actually the case. I'm sure that's still protected somehow. So we have the 27th pick on this, or 27th pick in this draft as well. Now, if for some reason we actually do have this pick, that'd be amazing, but I highly doubt that's actually the case. So I'm gonna have to fix that more than likely. But we'll double check on what that ends up. Who that what's the protection on that Wizards pick and whatever. So the other thing we're gonna do is we're more than likely trading Julius Randle this offseason. We're gonna trade Julius Randle. I know we're gonna move him. He's got 2 years left in his deal. I don't really want to just sit here and say it's his fault, but he's the guy that would be probably moved if they were going to do anything. So we'll look at what the Wizards pick really entails. We also have a Pistons pick, so I'll have to look at that as well. So yeah, this is year in 2026 at this point. So yeah, let me go figure all this out. So kind of as I expected, that Wizards pick does fully belong to them. It actually turns into a 2nd round pick now at this point. We do get to keep that Pistons pick though. So what we're doing, and I already kind of went in the liberty and kind of scanned through this, but I'm throwing 22 and 27 and Julius Randle in the trade finder before draft night. And I kind of have a couple trades that I don't mind that we could actually do. So starting with this one, this is my favorite one that I'm seeing so far. We get a really good backup center, which we know is kind of a problem right now anyway. And we get a lottery pick in this 2026 draft. You really can't beat that. We're going to save a lot of money by doing this trade as well. Atlanta gets a co-star for, Trae Young with Julius Randle. So I think that could make a ton of sense for both sides potentially. So we might look into doing that. We also could snag Tyler Hero, but I don't really want to do that. He is making more money, so technically we can actually do that trade. Lauri Markkanen, still making more money if we're following the second apron rules. Daniel Gafford in Washington, of course, would be fun, but they are making over Randall. Now, Claxton is fun. This actually does fit. We could get Caldwell and Claxton, so I don't mind that. So basically, would we rather have Caldwell or would we rather have the 11th pick? I think I'd rather have the 11th pick at this point. Because, Claxton, Okongwu, plus Okongwu is a little bit cheaper right now. Now, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. Harper is interesting, but that's a little... So, yeah, I think we're going to do that trade with the Atlanta Hawks. It makes a ton of sense anyway. So, they get a co-star to Trae Young. We get Okongwu in 11. Let's do it. So, just like that, we get our really good backup center, which also makes Achua more expendable. Maybe we just slide him down to the 4. That's also possible as well. Now, we're going to have to move this rotation around a little bit, but I kind of have an idea on what we're going to do already. So, no big deal there. But let's go ahead and see what we can get at pick 11 now in this draft. So number 1 is going to be Peterson. Harrington's going. Isaiah. Imagine Boozer fell to us, but that's not going to happen. That would have been a dream come true. All right, so maybe Gaskins is on the board here. I think this is the Gaskins draft. No, maybe it's not. Maybe that's another draft I'm thinking of. But Derek Queen, we got our centers now, so we don't really have to go that direction. Jaden, we got David Castillo, Izzy, Drake. Like, I don't really know who we technically need, but I think I kind of like the idea of taking the wing and Drake. We can get a good backup 5 or Sid Gee, a Fisher, like a lot of different options we could go with. We really can't go wrong. It's just a matter, or we could take, we could potentially, have Carmelo Anthony's son come to New York. I kind of like the idea of that as well. Sounds kind of fun, not going to lie. Follows his father's footsteps. You know what? Why not? Let's do it. Killian Anthony, welcome to the Knicks. We have an early second-round pick as well. So JJ Starks is still on the board. I was kind of looking at him as well. He's got only starter potential. Caden Boozer, not to be confused with Cameron Boozer. And then, yeah, so I think we're going to take JJ Starks here. And that will be our draft. So really solid offseason for me so far. Killian Anthony, welcome. JJ Starks, welcome. And we'll probably not worry about Perez unless I can two-way him, which I cannot. Okay. Player options. Pacome Dadiet will go and accept. We'll accept all of these. And then qualifying offers, Kevin McCullough and Tyler Kolek. I will accept those as well, or extend the offers on them. All right. Mikal Bridges is a free agent. Obviously, we fully intend in bringing him back, so let's just go ahead and take care of that. So we have a trade exception with Randall's contract as well, which is nice. We have no bird rights on the players that are in restricted free agency right now. But clearly what we're going to do is Brunson will be starting point guard. DiVincenzo is going to start the 2. Mikel's going to start the 3. OG will start at the 4. And then Robinson Okongwu will slide, do 5, or center minutes. And then maybe we could trade Achua for a better power forward right now. It's obviously going to be cheaper. So let's go second round pick, and see if we can get like a good 4 offer to us that makes less than what Achua is making. No, that can't be done. Isaac's making too much. Marshall is interesting, but we can't combine salaries, of course, as we know. Drummond, Noel, Russell Neal. Now, we could just slide Achua to the 4 and call it a day, so I'm just going to do that. No offers that I like, so we'll just slide him to the 4. He'll go up anyway. So he'll be our backup 4. We'll slide OG down, and we're just going to simply wait on McCullough and Kolek to come back, as those guys could be maybe important pieces. But we're about to go into year 3, and we're hoping with the Randall being gone, that this third season might go our way. I don't know if it's going to, but we're going to give it a try. So Stojakovic and Bofall are really developing, Achua, and then Bryson Tucker. So a lot of young guys that we have just kind of developing in the background. But let's get into year 3, and let's hope that our luck finally turns around. Another MVP award for Luka Doncic, but we are here at the end of year 3 as Brunson actually gets an All-NBA second team this time around. So shout out to Brunson for that. 33 points per game and 8 assists, 45% from 3. Love that for us. But we end up as the 3rd seed in the East once again. So it looks like we can avoid the Hornets and we can avoid Boston. So those are the 2 teams that have beaten us so far. Maybe we can add another one to our resume. Hopefully not. But 33 from Brunson, 20 from Mikel. You have 15 from DiVincenzo, 14 from OG, 11 from Okongwu with 6 rebounds, 9 and 8 from Josh Hart, 8 and 4 from Achua, 7 and 9 from Mitch Robinson. So basically all you could possibly want on a contender is right on our team. But it's a matter of, is it going to eventually gel into us advancing is the question. So we get the Toronto Raptors in round 1. So let's see if we can beat them. We get to play, a former Nick Emmanuel quickly, as we got an even series to start things off here. And RJ Barrett, not to mention former Nick RJ Barrett. Forgot to mention him. And OG plays his former squad. So a lot of ties here. So we got to win game 5 to get out of round 1. And we are going to win game 5. So now we got to win game 6. So just because we won game 5 doesn't mean the series is over. But statistics do say majority of the time, whoever goes on to win game 5 usually goes on to win the series. And that will be the case here. The Raptors gave us a run, but we do beat them. So if nothing else, we get out of round 1. Now, if we can get the Pacers, that'd be cool, which we do. So Indiana, of course, is a team that a few years ago beat us in round 1. So round 2. And now we're hoping to return the favor in the same circumstance. That way we advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. So let's see if we can actually make that happen. So somebody come around against Indiana, and we're up 2-1. Do we? Nope, they even it up. So here we go. Game 5. This one's in Indiana, and we're going to see if we can win this one. Huge game 5 if we can take this one, and we go back to Madison Square Garden. But it's looking like it might go their way, and it does. They beat us by 4. And now we go back to the Garden, and we got to defend the home court. So are we going to get out of round 2 is the question. Are we even going to get out of game 6? It's looking good right now. So we are going to force a game 7. All right, we're not done yet. We go to a game 7. And man, how poetic would it be if we can get a battle of New York in the conference finals. But we got to win this one, man. Indiana's no slouch, and they're giving us some issues right on. So let's see if we can keep the lead that we have. Nope, they're going to take it back. So we're going to have a very close fourth quarter. This is only year 3, and the Pacers have the lead right now at home. Starting to run away with it a little bit. Can we creep back in there? And we might be done here, boys. The Pacers, once again, are going to beat us in the second round, 120 to 125. So, I don't know, man. My luck with the Knicks is not here. The Timberwolves go on to beat the Nets in 6. So, unfortunately for us, we lose to the Pacers in round 2. So, that really sucked. After all the additions we made, to this point, losing in round 2, back-to-back years, just kind of is a low blow. So, I think at this point, even though it may not be all his fault, we got to make a change. I'm going to fire Tom Thibodeau, and we're going to go a different direction at the head coaching spot and hope that might change things because we just are not good enough. So, I don't know if Spoelstra would come to New York, but I'm going to offer it to him anyway. Same thing with Steve Kerr. I think both of them, this is going to be too low of money for them to sign. Mosley actually has some pretty good ratings as well. So, if we can't get one of those guys, maybe we can go Jamal Mosley. Pretty good ratings on him. And then let's see what else we got. Do we have anybody else? Steve Kerr, I didn't throw an offer at, but I doubt he's going to come here anyway. All right, so none of them are going to sign with us. That definitely sucks. All right, Thibodeau, Darko. I mean, do we just go Darko? Not really my first choice, but I mean, at this point, we don't really have an option. So, so they all reject, unfortunately. So we're going to get Darko to be our head coach, to, be the new head coach for the Knicks. Do I like it? Not per se, but, it is what it is. What can you do about it? So, let's go straight past, or let's just go to the draft and see if we have any picks. I think at this point, this is where picks are starting to so picks are starting to be owed at this point, which makes sense. Player options, JJ Starks will accept, and then qualifying offers, Jurakovic, Fall, and McCullough. Guys that haven't really played for us, but they are depth nonetheless. And if they all just come back to qualifying offer, that's probably the best thing that could possibly happen at this point. So, rotation is basically still the same. Maybe the young players will crack the rotation this year. So, yeah, once again, I know we're not doing anything, but we're basically hoping a new head coaching change is going to fix all the problems. I don't know if it will, but that's what I'm hoping for. And who knows, maybe some of these young guys we have who come back with their qualifying offer here might actually go up in overall and, be rotational pieces this year. So, McCullough, Stojakovic, all of them back. W. So, Josh Hart's regressing. Fall is up to a 77, but we still have a good backup center in Killian Anthony, and JJ Starks are also going up, which is nice. So, if nothing else, if guys foul out, we have some decent depth. So, we're going to year 4. If year 4 does not go our way, I will start to throw out some desperate trade ideas. But I love the team that the Knicks have thrown together. We're just, hoping that maybe a new head coach will change things. Now we don't even have a 4-star or 4.5 proficiency anymore. But that's with Tom Thibodeau gone, so I guess that makes somewhat sense. But we're going to a 7-second system instead. So here we go. Gonna run it. Same starting 5, same thing as always, and we're going to see. I guess we're running an 11-minute rotation. We don't need to do all that. So let's do 50, and maybe we can run a 10-minute rotation during the regular season. So we'll do something like that. All right, let's run it. I'm gonna send Killian Anthony to the G League again. He'll be ready to be, present here soon. Year 4. Here goes nothing. Another MVP for Luka Doncic. At this point, we might as well just give it to him at the end of every season, no matter what. Brunson makes an All-NBA second team once again, so very glad to see that. We ended up as the 3rd seed in the East, so here are your player stats. You had 31 from Brunson, 20 from Mikal, 14 from DiVincenzo, 12 from OG, 10 and 7 from Okongwu, and 8 from Josh Hart. We're going to do something crazy this time around. We're going to go 8-man rotation in these playoffs. That's going to leave Achua out, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to shrink in things as much as possible. We have yet to do that in today's video just yet. So now we get the Wizards early on. So they have Nolan Traore, Peterson, Bay, Kuzma, Sarr, Gigi Jackson, and Moses Moody. So somebody come around against Washington, and we are going to just smoke them. So no worries there. We beat them very easily. As I'm about to choke on my words, now we get to play a team that beat us early on in the video. We have Tyus Jones, Visic, Capella, Brandon Miller, Nick Smith. So here goes nothing against LaMelo in the Hornets. And we're down 2-1. Can we even it up? No, we cannot. Down 3-1. Okay. Well, Clearly, what the Knicks have just isn't good enough according to 2K. Man, I thought we'd get at least one today. Well, I mean, we still have another season, but I'm really going to have to make a desperate change this offseason, I think. Unless if we come back from 3-1, which is possible here. We got to win this game 6, though, in Madison Square Garden. We are at home for this one, so we force a game 7. All the pressure is back on them. A close one, but I think we're going to do it. So we are going to force a game 7, so maybe we shouldn't throw our hands up in the air just yet. Game 7 in Charlotte. Here we go. Let's see if we can beat them to go to the conference finals. Don't get me this close, 2K, just to rip my heart out, please. Come on. Come on, let us beat the Hornets here. And nope, we're going to lose again. Wait, okay, I guess it's only a 5-point game. It's not totally over yet. Nope. Round 2 is as far as we're going to go today, I guess, man. I don't know what's going on. Unless, wait. No, we were so close to beating them at the end. Wow, okay. Well, we cannot get over this hump, man. We are in a big rut. Thunder going to win the championship. I'm absolutely speechless, man. I feel like I've seen the Knicks just absolutely do really good in the simulation, but as soon as I've taken them over for today's rebuild, just nothing's going our way, unfortunately. Well, what can we do next? I mean, it'd be weird to fire Darko after one season, but I'm going to do it, weirdly enough. I didn't really want him to be the head coach anyway. I see Tyronn Lue out here, and I'm usually able to get him at times, so if we can get Tyronn Lue, I usually have pretty good luck with him. So I'm going to see if Tyronn Lue would sign. He does. Okay, that's huge. We're going to Tyronn Lue for this final run. And we're going to grab a big man coach in Thomas King. And can we get, maybe we can get a good, I mean, I think we'll have no money at that point. So we'll just leave our assistant the way it is right now. All right, let's go to options because obviously we don't have a draft pick from like Mikal trade and all that. So player options, Brunson finally declines his player options. So Hart is accepting a $0 team option, I guess. Or we can accept a $0 team option, which makes literally no sense. Do I decline it? I mean, I should have his bird rights, but I don't want to lose him for nothing. I guess I decline it because obviously he's not really going to make $0. That doesn't happen. So we're going to offer all those. And yeah, so we got an expensive offseason ahead of us. So Josh Hart is going to be able to be brought back. So literally everybody's a free agent right now. Literally everybody. So that's going to really run it. You know, Brunson, we clearly got to keep him. We have no doubt about that. So Okongwu and Achua, or not Achua. Well, I guess he wants money too. Stojakovic. So Josh Hart, I mean, he's best friends with Brunson. We got to bring him back as well. So I'm going to do that. Bring back Robinson. We'll bring back Okongwu. So I'm going to sign all those guys back. So we're going to keep those 4 guys together. And then we'll look at, I think, honestly, out of all the guys I would trade right now on our roster currently, it's OG Anunoby. He just usually sucks in the 2K sim. Not that he's done a bad job today by any means, but yeah, he's been pretty decent. I don't know, man. Like, we got to do something. We're going to try to see what we can get for OG, I guess, who's making $41 million. So never mind. It doesn't look like we're trading OG because there's literally no good offers being thrown at me, at least not yet to this point. So we'll take a look at we'll take a look at things in just a second. But that might mean Josh Hart sliding down to the 2 just because we have Killian Anthony who might be able to play next year. We're signing Josh Hart as shooting guard to be our backup there. And then the rest of these guys are going to probably come back in their qualifying offers and whatever at this point. So Chua, I'm probably not bringing back. Stojakovic and Fall can come back in their qualifying offers. So I'm probably going to let Chua go. And we'll see what OG can bring to us. Because I think after free agency, we might be able to trade OG for some depth. So I'm looking to get like a power forward starter and just like another good piece. But we'll see what that ends up being. So Hart is down. Starks and Anthony are up. So those guys, all these guys down here might actually end up getting some minutes. So OG goes up. Maybe we could also move him to small forward. And he goes up to an 88 overall all of a sudden. Okay, I'll take that. So let's move OG. I don't know. Like, I guess we could keep him and trade Mikal because he's an 88 now. But we're going to see. So Patrick Williams and Jordan Poole. The guess that gives... No, I don't want Poole, actually. What am I thinking about? Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane is interesting. Do I want Desmond Bane, though? This is actually more money that I can bring back anyway. Never mind. Kessler, D'Lo, Thomas, Ingram, Asar Thompson. That is technically, but I don't know if that really makes much of a difference. Daniels and Beal, Denny Avdia, Mark Williams, and then Kuzma and Sadiq Bey. Okay. Do I just run it with OG as a small forward since he went up to an 88 overall as it's storming outside now? I don't want Brandon Ingram, honestly. I mean, maybe that's just the best course of action. I hate to run it back for another year with the same roster, but damn, this team is damn good. It just hasn't not worked out. All right. I think That is probably, I don't know who starts at power forward then, though, is the problem. So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to have Mikal Bridges back to shooting guard. OG is going to start at small forward because he's an 88 at that position. Josh Hart will go back to small forward because DiVincenzo will be the backup 2 guard. And now we're going to figure out who starts at the 4, which we'll do in just a second. So maybe it's Killing Anthony at 6'7". Not really my ideal option. Maybe it's Bo Fall, I guess, who can shoot a little bit. I guess. I don't know, man. I mean, at this point, we got to figure something out. So Fall will stay. No, he stays the same. So I guess we can do that. And then maybe we could move Anthony there as well. He'd probably go down, I imagine. Yeah, he goes down. So I don't know. We'll move Fall there for now. And maybe at the deadline we make a change. I don't know. All right, we're going to year 5. Looking for a championship. Up to this point, I did not think we'd be struggling this bad. I thought we'd have at least one by now. Unfortunately, that's not been the case. But it is what it is. So Tyronn Lue's the head coach. It is a 4.5 defense. If we want to go back to it, I guess we can do that. We'll run back to a 4.5 defense, and we will run this for a final season. If I stop at the deadline to show you guys anything. So, yeah, fall is going to start. We'll see if that ends up working out. I don't know if it's going to at all, to be honest with you, but we'll run it anyway. And that's what we'll run with. So, final season here. We'll hope that things will finally swing our way. It's not been good at all lately. So I guess at the end of this season, we finally get someone to win Coach of the Year with Tyronn Lue being the head coach, and executive goes to Javon Christie. But this is our final chance to win a championship, and it really sucks we haven't gotten at least one just yet because I thought we would very easily. But that's just not been the case at all, man. If you take a look at the stats, though, you had 30 from Brunson, 17 from Mikal, 15 from DiVincenzo, 14 from OG, and then 10 from Fall. So Fall was actually pretty good at the power forward spot. Shot 31% from 3. Not the greatest, but, you know, on 5 attempts, we'll take it from a guy that's really young and still developing, I guess. You know, probably shouldn't be starting, but we're just kind of out of money at this point. So let's go to a 9-man rotation in these playoffs, and, you know, let's hope we don't get bounced around once. We do draw Detroit, which makes me nervous because Detroit's one of those teams that usually ends up being really good. Low-key, I would not be surprised at all if we get bounced around one here. It would not shock me to the slightest, and we are going to... Okay, thankfully we beat them in 5. All right, now we play the Charlotte Hornets, though, who have given us some problems, as we know. You have Strother now, Capella, LaMelo, Brandon Miller. All right, here goes nothing. Somebody come around against Charlotte, and we're going to be in an even series, but we got to win this one, man. We forced a Game 7 last time as we were down 3-1 to them last year. Win this Game 5. Come on. In Madison Square Garden in front of these home fans, we owe them a championship, man. We owe it to them. So can we get it finally? And it's looking like we're going to win this one. So Game 5 goes to us, W. Now we're going to win Game 6. I have no business or no interest in going back to Charlotte to try, you know, or back to Madison Square Garden to play the Hornets, and it's looking like I might have to do so. Never mind. So much for that. All right, well, let's shrink it down. 8-man rotation. Game 7 in Madison Square Garden in front of these home fans. Please don't blow this. Let's just smack them. Just smack them, blow them out, something. And no, it's going to be the other way around. I don't know, man. Charlotte owns me. They've beaten me 3 times, and that is the end of the video there. So, for whatever reason, today, things just did not swing my way with the New York Knicks, and I feel like an absolute failure, to be honest with you. I know I didn't do, like, a whole lot, but I, you know, try to keep things somewhat realistic here, and the Knicks are going to have this core for quite some time. I'm assuming they're going to have much more success than 2K showed me today, but, man, that, I feel horrible. We couldn't get anything done, man. Even as the first seed, Charlotte just continues to beat us over and over and over. Did not matter. But I think the farthest we got was the conference finals. Did we even get to the conference finals today? I literally don't remember if we did or not. That's how bad it was. But hey, at the end of the day, we take our L sometimes. I'm still going to upload this with pride. Probably going to get cooked a little bit, but I'll take it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Crushables, I'll see you on the next one. I'm saying... peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.